one of the things that Jon Jones says about his brother Chandler. He goes, I was grabbing his wrists while he was sitting down, and Chandler basically lifted him up with his wrists. And he goes, I've never felt strength like that in my life. He's like, we're just lucky that guy's not fighting.
Those football guys are terrifying.
Terrifying.
He has the longest arms in UFC. Right. My arms are longer than his. Oh. My brother love him to death, but I kick his ass.
I think the #1 consensus greatest of all time is Jon Jones. Because Jon Jones just went up and easily won the heavyweight title with the first round submission. Easily. Just took the guy down, strangled him quick. He's so fucking good. I mean, he's beaten so many people. And the way he beat him, he fought Lyoto Machida, and it's one of the most cold-blooded finishes in the history of the sport. He grabs him at the cage, presses him against the cage, and gets him in this perfect power guillotine, puts him to sleep, and then drops him.
There are moments in life that leave an indelible mark on our memory, moments that remind us that true power can emerge from the most unexpected places. For Jon Jones, that moment came not in the octagon, but in a simple childhood interaction with his brother, Chandler Jones. The raw emotion in Jon's voice is palpable as he recounts this profound memory, one that has stayed with him through all his battles. Picture this: Jon Jones, the man who would become one of UFC's most dominant champions, being lifted as if he were weightless. The astonishment in his voice is genuine as he describes how Chandler hoisted him with an ease that left him speechless. I've never felt anything like it, Jon admits, his words carrying a mix of brotherly pride and genuine awe. The irony isn't lost on Jones as he reflects on this moment. With a hint of relief in his voice, he suggests that MMA fighters should be thankful that Chandler chose the football field over the fighting cage. There's a playful undertone in his words, but beneath it lies a sincere acknowledgement of his brother's extraordinary physical gifts.
Act like Alexander Carrelli. I looked at that picture and I go, hey, that was a bad dude. Just a monster.
Monster.
A monster.
Monster.
And there have been many of them. Bulbasaur Satiev. All these great Russian athletes that are just crazy. There was one guy that beat me in the Olympic semifinals. His name was Hajimurad Gatsalov. We're lucky that son of a bitch didn't fight, because he would have beat everybody. And Jon Jones included. Every one of them would have got their ass whooped by that dude.
Really?
He was good, bro. He wrestled me at the Olympic Games, and he beat all of us, though. He beat me. He beat Kel Sanderson. He beat Kyle Snyder. He beat all the best Americans for a long time. He wrestled for my Olympic cycle.
When we speak of Jon Jones, we're not just discussing another champion. We're talking about a living legend whose very presence has redefined what's possible in mixed martial arts. His journey from light heavyweight dominance to heavyweight supremacy isn't just a story of victories, it's a testament to his extraordinary evolution as a fighter. The excitement builds as we recall that unforgettable moment when Jones secured the heavyweight title. The crowd's energy was electric as he executed a masterful first-round submission, making what should have been a monumental challenge look almost effortless. The image of Jones applying that devastating guillotine against Lyoto Machida, pressing him against the cage, remains etched in the memories of fight fans worldwide. But what truly sets Jones apart isn't just his physical prowess. It's his remarkable composure under pressure. When others would crumble, Jones remains calm, calculated, and lethal. He's transformed himself from merely a fighter into something more significant, a symbol of MMA's evolution, a living embodiment of how far the sport has come. Yet, even as we celebrate his seemingly invincible status, there's one tantalizing question that keeps surfacing in the minds of fight enthusiasts. What if Jones had faced someone who could match or even surpass his wrestling dominance? This brings us to a name that sends shivers down the spine of wrestling aficionados, the Russian phenomenon, Hajimurad Gatsalov.
He was a mathematician from Harvard. He used to do Taekwondo with me. His name was John Ball. People would go, if he would change in the locker room, people would go,
really?
what the?
Yeah.
Like a baseball bat.
Yeah.
It was giant. And he was like, you would never imagine if you saw the guy in real life. He was a mathematician, a genius, like a brilliant, brilliant guy.
And use it?
He had a wife that looked like she was protecting a gold mine. She would come in like, where is he? It was giant. I mean, it was like 12 inches soft.
Hajimurad Gatsalov is a name revered in wrestling circles, but remains relatively unknown to MMA fans. A 5-time world champion and Olympic gold medalist, Gatsalov dominated the best wrestlers from the United States, including Daniel Cormier, Kyle Snyder, and Cael Sanderson. Even Cormier, one of the most decorated MMA fighters, admitted, if Gatsalov had joined the UFC, none of us would have stood a chance. His wrestling acumen was unparalleled, utilizing precision, brute force, and stamina that never waned. Imagine a grappler who could nullify even Jones's elite clinch work, an unthinkable prospect.
There was one guy that beat me in the Olympic semifinals. His name was Hajimurat Gatsalov. We're lucky that son of a bitch didn't fight, because he would have beat everybody, and Jon Jones included. Every one of them would have got their ass whooped by that dude.
Really?
He was good, bro. He wrestled me at the Olympic Games. He beat all of us, though. He beat me. He beat Kel Sanderson. He beat Kyle Snyder. He beat all the best Americans for a long time.
You know the story of Alexander Karelin, right? He was like 300 pounds, built like a fucking giant panther, and would hoist guys up in the air like that. That was his move. Like, guys would flatten themselves out to try to avoid being taken down, like flatten down on their stomach.
Yeah,
And his move would get his hands under their gut and hoist these 350-pound men in the air. Look at the build on that motherfucker. Just enormous, super fluid athlete. The way he moved, like flexible and just a full range of motion, not stiff at all.
Joe Rogan, a trusted voice in MMA, recently reignited this debate during a podcast. Reflecting on a conversation with Daniel Cormier, Rogan explained how Gatsalov's dominance struck fear into the hearts of elite wrestlers. Rogan declared, if Gatsalov ever entered the octagon, the course of UFC history could have been rewritten. Fans immediately took to forums, debating how this hypothetical matchup might have unfolded. Could Gatsalov's wrestling have neutralized Jones's length and adaptability? Speculation fuels the fire of MMA fandom, and Gatsalov versus Jones is the ultimate what-if scenario. Picture this. Jones attempts to keep the fight standing, using his reach to land oblique kicks and elbows, while Gatsalov relentlessly closes the distance, securing takedowns at will. Could Jones have handled the suffocating pressure of an Olympic-caliber wrestler with seemingly endless endurance? Or would Gatsalov's lack of striking leave him vulnerable against Jones's diverse arsenal? Jon Jones's adaptability is a hallmark of his greatness. However, adaptability meets its ultimate test against immovable forces like Gatsalov. Wrestling dominance is often a cornerstone of MMA success, but how would it fare against Jones's unparalleled creativity? This is where the clash of styles becomes the essence of combat sports.
Technical brilliance that seemed almost supernatural. DC's perspective is particularly fascinating given his own wrestling background. You can hear the respect in his voice as he describes Gatsalov's unique style. This isn't just about technique, he emphasizes, his words carrying the authority of someone who's been in the trenches. Gatsalov moved differently. He had this explosive power that could make world-class wrestlers look ordinary. The discussion grows more animated as they explore the potential dynamics of this dream match. Jones's adaptability versus Gatsalov's overwhelming pressure. The Americans' creative striking against the Russians' suffocating control. Each possibility they explore adds another layer of intrigue to this fascinating what-if scenario. Rogan paints a vivid picture of how Gatsalov's presence in MMA could have altered the entire landscape of the sport. The enthusiasm in his voice is contagious as he speculates about the different facets of this matchup. The clinch work, the takedown battles, the championship rounds where both men's legendary conditioning would be tested to its limits. As DC shares his insights, you can sense both his analytical mind at work and his emotional investment in the topic. He breaks down the technical aspects while acknowledging the human element, the mental fortitude required to compete at such an elite level, the strategic chess match that would unfold between two masters of their craft. The conversation touches on something deeper than just physical abilities. It explores the essence of what makes a true champion, the mindset, the dedication, the willingness to face the absolute best. Both Rogan and DC acknowledge that this hypothetical matchup represents more than just a fight. It symbolizes the eternal question of what happens when unstoppable force meets immovable object. There's a moment of reflection as they consider the historical significance of such a contest. This wouldn't just be another fight, it would be a clash of eras, styles, and philosophies. The wrestling purist against the MMA innovator. The established champion against the theoretical challenger who never was. As the discussion winds down, there's a sense of what might have been, but also an appreciation for what is. Jones's legacy stands secure, yet the mere existence of athletes like Gatsalov reminds us that there are always new mountains to climb, new challenges to face, and new dreams to chase in the world of combat sports. The passion in their voices never wavers as they conclude their analysis, leaving viewers with that tantalizing question. In a world where this match could have happened, who would have emerged victorious? The beauty of such hypotheticals lies in their endless potential for discussion, debate, and imagination.
Thanks for watching Weekly Fight. If you found yourself captivated by this exploration of one of MMA's greatest what-if scenarios, don't forget to show your support by liking, commenting, and subscribing to our channel. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Who do you think would have emerged victorious in a clash between Jon Jones and Kajimurad Gatsalov? Share your predictions in the comments below, and join us next time for another exciting breakdown of combat sports' most intriguing matchups.